Graduation.
Graduation. Thereafter, what have you been doing?
Sir, I was trying for UPSC, but I wasn't able to clear it.
That was
so
graduation you did in which year?
I completed my graduation in 2021.
2021.
Yes, sir.
So you didn't do a post-graduation?
No, sir.
So you are appearing for various examinations?
For civil services particularly.
Civil service in particular. Why do you want to join civil service or this OAS, IAS, etc.? Why?
So civil services would provide me a diverse platform to
Yes.
work in different sectors like education, health, etc., which
Hmm.
is quite rare in any other profession.
Yes.
And also I would be able to contribute in a small way to the society, and it would be my honor to be a part of this prestigious service.
Part of the
Prestigious service.
prestigious service. Good. So now tell me, what are the jobs the OAS officers do after their training is over?
After their training is over, they can be they can join under training under the seniors. They can interact with the people regarding
What jobs, I asked you, what jobs they do?
Tahsildar
Tahsildar?
and SDM.
Eh?
SDM.
STM they do upon promotion, right? Tahsildar and BDOs mostly, isn't it?
Yes.
So what is the job of a BDO, please tell? What are the main job content you understand?
So
What I'm
mainly
saying?
the administrative things regarding health, education, the grassroots interactions, and
No,
providing
not for
the
me.
governance services
For
to
the
the
child.
people.
It is mostly developmental activities, isn't it?
Yes.
Very developmental.
Without sugar, without salt. Which
So huh? What is the job of a Tahsildar?
Tahsildar is mainly regarding the financial, and governance services.
Tahsildar's main job is revenue administration. Please understand that very clearly, right? What other jobs he do, Tahsildar?
Sorry.
He gives various types of certificates like revenue certificate, like caste certificate, that he does. Besides, he is also in charge of the disaster management like floods, fire, etc. Arrangements done prior to the disasters and after that, the relief arrangement also he does. Got it? Tell me, we have a river dispute with two neighboring states. Who are they and what are those disputes?
So first thing is that we have the Mahanadi river water dispute with Chhattisgarh, and the second one is regarding the Polavaram project with Andhra Pradesh.
What is the problem with Chhattisgarh, Mahanadi river? Tell me.
So regarding Mahanadi, it is regarding equitable distribution of water, and regarding Andhra Pradesh, the Polavaram dam project.
What is the equitable distribution? What is the problem of Odisha?
Sir, Chhattisgarh is creating dams and all on the upper stream. As a result, Odisha is getting lesser water. So Odisha feels that it is unfair on the part of its people. That's why it is unequitable.
Is there any agreement between Odisha and Chhattisgarh or the previous state about Hirakud reservoir, a part of which is in Chhattisgarh? Are you aware
Sir, a
of it?
tribunal is established. Otherwise, I don't know.
Please get thoroughly and briefly telling you that the problem is we have an agreement that so much of water they will release at all the times to the Hirakud reservoir. But what happens is that in rainy season there is no problem because water flows away to the seas and all this. But in lean season they have virtually made Hirakud dam pretty less. It involves in power generation, Hirakud command area, and also providing water to the coastal areas in the Rabi season, which is they are reducing by building those high wall dams.
Yes.
So a tribunal has been established, is going on. But what about Polavaram? What is the problem?
Similarly, Polavaram dam is also, they are creating dams and all. As a result, it is
It's not a
creating,
dam, it's a reservoir. Anyway, now come,
Sorry.
what is our problem?
it is creating displacement of the tribal people around there, and it would submerge a lot of area.
Submerged villages.
Yes.
Achha, right. Now, you are a lady. You know, recently, quite a few girls, many of them college going and the like, they committed suicide over various issues.
Yes.
What are the problems? What do you know of all this and what are the problems facing by the ladies, girls?
Sir, about that particular issue or about women in general?
I am asking about this young girls.
Yes.
Many of them committed suicide.
Yes, sir.
2, 3 are very well known.
Yes.
Or should I tell you? You know them.
Yes, sir.
Balasore, this Deland, and that other place where it took place. Why these young girls are committing suicide? Take for instance Balasore. Balasore, what is the issue? Some lecturer made some lewd
Yes, sir.
talk or something or other. Is that sufficient for a girl to commit suicide? What can be the reasons of all this? Tell me. Or what do you think of it?
So first thing is that sexual harassment at workplace or educational institutions is happening, and secondly, what leads them to suicide is, I feel, lack of adequate support at the right time. Their grievances are not being heard, their papers are lying there for years and no action is being taken, and victim shaming is very common nowadays, and at the same time there is no mental health counseling provided to them, which leads to helplessness, and finally they commit suicide.
There is a particular, initially on the basis of a Supreme Court judgment, then according to a statute, in every workplace there has to be a committee to protect the interests of the ladies, isn't it? What is that committee called?
Internal Complaints Committee.
What is known as? It is known as a particular name as per the Supreme Court case judgment. What is
Sir,
particularly
it is,
known? Do you know it?
It was provided under the Vishakha guidelines.
That
And-
Visakha guidelines. What are the guidelines, if you know it in detail, little bit more?
POSH Act. So first thing is that every institution or at every workplace there should be an internal complaints committee.
Yes.
And there should be time bound redressal of the
Who
grievances.
would be the members of this committee?
Sorry, sir.
To get it thoroughly, and a lady has to be a member, preferably from outside the, from the outside the office, etc. Then what are their recommendations, how to act on it, is all provided in that act. Please have
I'll
a
go through.
good look at it. Because these things is very common. Then please tell me that our Odisha government, few days back, after their 1 year was completed, they made a declaration about, in Odisha will become a Vikasit Odisha, they call it. Have you heard of it?
Yes, sir.
What is the program and what do they want to, where do they want to reach by 2036? Tell me.
So by 2036, we want to ensure an economy of $500 billion.
No. It is 1 trillion they have said.
About, sir, it is 2047.
That
I
is
might be wrong.
India, anyway, now say what about it.
Sir, by 2036, the goal is $500 billion.
Check that
and
up
by-
again, because anyway, we'll check up that.
I'll definitely check. Sorry, sir.
Uh-huh.
And it would celebrate the Odia Asmita as well, which is celebrating the cultural heritage of Odisha and the Odia identity. And it would promote investment. The Invest Odisha portal is also there, and it would focus on the equitable development as well. For example, the Western
these
Odisha.
are
and all.
generalities. What I will suggest you, please go through that, right?
Okay, sir.
First is, they want to totally eliminate the poverty-stricken population, that means below poverty line population. So please note what is the below poverty line population of Odisha now, which will be totally eliminated by 2036. Then what is the per capita income in Odisha people right now? What should happen there? There are criticisms of this policy. Have you heard it? No. The criticisms are like this. 40% of the Odia population are working on land that is agriculture, are supported by land related activity. They are landless people, right? There is nothing much about them in this 2036 policy. This is one of the criticisms. Several other similar criticisms are there. Are you getting a point or not? That we have thoroughly put it. Thanks. Thank you.
Tanisha, you have taken this political science and international relations
Yes, sir.
as a subject, right?
Yes, sir.
As an optional subject. Tell me, is there an organic relation between political science and international relations? Is it organically related, these two subjects? Are they separate or they are part of one? When you study this subject, some things come under political science, some things comes under international relations. How is it structured?
Yes, sir. So political science basically deals with state, government and administration, but international relations basically deals on the global politics and the foreign policy. So organically there is no direct link, but the concepts such as state and administration, they gradually overlap from a state level to a global level, and especially when we have reached globalization, there we find a clear link between political science and international relations.
Good. International relations, when you talk about globalization, um, what is the definition of a state? How do you define state in the context of globalization?
So the state is basically an entity which has a fixed territory, its population and sovereign government, both external and internal. So that is state. But in regard to globalization, we see that state's role has little declined, and not declined, but it has transformed. The way the states used to earlier function, that has transformed in regard to globalization.
So basically you're talking of borders disappearing in the context of globalization, national borders or state borders.
Yes, sir.
They are not given as much importance as before.
Yes.
Now tell me, there was a place in Europe from where the nation state was born. What was that place called? And what was that treaty which defined the nation state?
So the Westphalian.
Correct, correct. And when was that? Which year?
Sir, 1817, like we.
No. It was in 17th century.
76.
It was in 17th century, and that was a part of the resolution of the very, very long war between France and England, 30 years war, and it came to an halt with the Treaty of Westphalia, and that was in 1648 when they defined what is a nation state. And then thereafter, as you said, the states have got these attributes of sovereignty, which is a state subject. Now tell me, there are certain subjects in the union list, state list and concurrent list. What is the point, what is the justification for having a concurrent list? Why? What is the underpinning force? Why concurrent? Because you have states, you have a union government and a state government. Where does that concurrent list come from? What is the fundamental of that? Why?
Sir, India follows a very unique model of federalism where we have federal in form but unitary in spirit. So wherever complete uniformity is required, we have placed it in union subjects, and wherever diversity is permitted, we have placed them in state subjects. But obviously, since there are two governments and there are party politics involved, center and state also need to have concurrence, and they need to consult on certain subjects. That's why they have been placed in the concurrent list.
Now, certain subjects come in the concurrent list. For example, education.
Yes.
Right? You know, education comes in the concurrent list. Now, there is something called the New Education Policy,
Yes.
NEP. Now, what is the rationale behind the government instituting this new education policy? What does it aim to achieve?
So, new education policy is basically, it aims at catering to the needs of the 21st century. Since our education system has become a little outdated and the research outputs as well have not been up to the mark, so the NEP policy wants to update our education framework. It focuses upon the early childhood care and education as well, and focusing on mother tongue education in mother tongue, and also increasing the gross enrollment ratio at higher education, and improving the learning outcomes and eliminating the learning poverty that is currently prevalent.
And does it substantially improve the position regarding job availability or unemployment? Does NEP help in resolving this issue of unemployment? And if so, in what way?
Yes, sir, it would help because first thing, it would increase the gross enrollment ratio, and secondly, vocational education has been given priority since a very early stage. So that would help in transition between the higher education and getting employment.
Okay, but then with vocational education, if you are taking a student out of general studies into vocational studies, do you think that that will be kind of diminishing the quality of education for that student? You are not preparing for a broader, educational parameter. You are just putting him in a substandard, like in a vocational session. Somebody is doing, for example, you coming to MA, and suddenly you take a vocation, and then don't you think it will mar your chances of going further and doing PhD and getting more qualified for better jobs?
So since there are many class differences and other factors, I feel that the low and medium least skilled laborers or students, they can be incorporated in the economy through this path. And besides that, government is also focusing on innovation and entrepreneurship at the same time. So it would be a combination of both, so that those who are more intelligent or those who are well fitted for those things, they can be strained out, and they can accordingly they can go choose their path.
In international relations, there is something called strategic autonomy.
Yes, sir.
What exactly is that?
So strategic autonomy is basically India's foreign policy, one of the biggest pillars of India's foreign policy at present, where it tries to balance its interest and it tries to balance its relations with all the countries, and it makes its stance very clear that we are not guided by any other external force or external alliance. Whatever would be in the best interest of India, we would follow that.
So basically it's based on national interest.
Yes, sir.
How is it different from non-alignment? There was a thing called non-alignment in the previous, foreign policy. The initial part, we were guided by this principle of non-alignment. How is it different from strategic autonomy?
So non-alignment was purely a Cold War phase policy, where India did not want to join any of the bloc. But strategic autonomy has evolved with respect to the post-Cold War phase, and here we focus upon the economy, the science and technology, AI, 5G. So the spectrum has widened, and it has broadened with respect to the non-alignment.
So we have better possibilities of engaging ourselves with the world community.
Yes, sir.
Based on strategic autonomy.
Yes, sir.
So we have got that autonomy of action, autonomy of decision, autonomy of behavior, all that comes through under strategic autonomy.
Yes, sir.
Now there is a thing called multi-alignment. You must
Yes.
have heard about it. That's being talked about. Multi-alignment or multipolar world order or something like that. So how is it different from, let's say, non-alignment and multi-alignment,
So how?
which is the current? What is the difference between non-alignment and multi-alignment?
So multi-alignment basically means as per our national interest, we would join hands with all the countries, for example our extended neighborhood, Central Asia, or our immediate neighborhood, South Asia, Southeast Asia, or maybe the West, the EU and USA and all.
Right.
Okay, thank you. You've done well. You answered the questions quite well. Be
You did
confident.
quite well as far as your subject, international relations and to an extent political science is concerned. But in Odisha, you can improve upon. Like for instance, that question I asked you, you said 500 billion. No, this is 1 trillion. I just checked out, and 1.5 trillion by 2047. Okay, so this has been criticized as a very large and unachievable, not to that extent, but some people have criticized this thing, and there is no agricultural push in that kind of thing. Odisha about the dam projects, about Odisha's politics, to the extent one can skip out what is Odisha's politics and this and that. So please have a thorough knowledge. As regards personality, you did quite well. You have a pleasant personality, same level of talking, etc. Written that will be very good. They have given you a general studies, some paper in the net. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Kebe, when is the interview?
15th.
So please go through that thoroughly. About Odisha, improve the
Yes.
knowledge, including Odisha's politics, Adivasis, what are their problems, Odisha's education, what are its problems, this problem was raised. Why, for instance, Odisha people generally preferring English medium or Saraswati Sishu Mandirs rather than government schools. This kind of questions can come up, right? Odisha's administration, what is the role of block, what is the role of panchayat, what is the role of panchayat samiti, se bishe some questions can come up. Tapre scheduled caste population, scheduled tribe population, what is their present economy. ठीक है, Odisha better you better get a little bit more. Wish you all the best. Thank you.